everybody. Old guy here. This novel is based on a true event. The accusation of witchcraft made against Katharina Kepler, the mother of Johannes Kepler, in 17th century Germany. The place where the most prolific witch hunts and burnings in history occurred. Of course. I mean, I was once in Riedling in Germany, and they have a museum there to Agatha Mahler, who is the last person executed as a witch there in 1604. They're very proud of that. The writer of this, Rivka Galchen, was born in Canada, and then her parents moved to Norman, Oklahoma when she was a preschooler, where her father taught meteorology at the University of Oklahoma, and her mother was a programmer at the National Severe Storm Center. I suppose if you're into bad weather, Norman is a good place to live. Rivka went to Princeton and got her medical degree at Mount Sinai, and then got an MFA from Columbia. Something to do. So what's this book about? Well, Katharina is an old woman living in Leonberg, and she is kind of an odd duck. She has a pet cow that she talks to. She whips up herbal medicines and cures for the neighbors, and is really into their business. Now, all of this is suspiciously witchy behavior, and sure enough, she is called before the town regent on a complaint of witchcraft. The wife of a baker has pressed suit because Rivka gave her some poisoned wine. Actually, it wasn't the wine turned, but any inadvertent act is obviously the work of the devil. Or maybe it has something to do with the baker's wife's interest in Katharina's property. So, incredulous, Katharina files a slander suit against the baker's wife. Then, of course, the law of unintended consequences kicks in, because you see, filing such a suit means the Duke will take an interest in what's happening in the regent's town and question his ability to handle things. So what choice does the regent have but to let the witch accusation go forward? Katharina, who is illiterate, enlists the aid of her next-door neighbor Simon, who isn't, to help her prepare a defense. Simon is no lawyer and suffers from a major drawback: too much common sense. The last thing a court wants or expects is common sense, especially a 17th century one that has foregone conclusions as a starting point. And since witchcraft is really big back then, any accusation is treated as nothing more than a pre-validation. Simon, who's also incredulous over this whole thing, is the one who urged Katharina to file the slander suit because he, get this, believes that truth and justice and the German way will prevail. Well, it does, but not the way they figured. As soon as the slander case is filed, then dozens of other people from several towns around pile on with their own accusations. Katharina rode a goat backwards and then ate it. Katharina touched the hoof of a pig. Right hoof, left hoof, can't remember. And the pig died. A young girl suffered severe arm pain when Katharina brushed past her. A tanner experienced severe leg pain when Katharina looked at him several years ago. All of these are rendered as trial proceedings, with each witness taking an oath along the lines that God will deliver them to eternal suffering if they lie. And most of them don't lie. They did experience a leg pain. Had to be a witch. And Katerina is an accused witch, therefore, what comes out in most of the interrogations are the real motives. They either owe Katerina money or are considering how they can profit from her misfortune, or are jealous of Johannes, who is the imperial mathematician and quite famous. Indeed, Johannes has to quit his position so he can defend his mother in court. But what is most stark is how vendetta and envy substitute for evidence. That the court is willing to believe everything that witnesses say and nothing that Katerina does because of ideology. Of course, that was back in medieval, ignorant times. No one could possibly bring charges today out of envy or ideology. This is well written, delightfully so, and the witness interrogations are outstanding. A combination of pique and dissembling in exactly the way you would think medieval ignoramuses would talk. Without the these and thous, of course. You know, no one can read those anymore. Old guy here. See you later.